Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bacon at last, and also welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. We're going into Chapter 5, The Doctor. I do apologize for the long wait there, guys. I'm still technically kind of sick, not as bad as I was. I'm in that stage of I still really want to get up and I want to start cleaning and I want to do things, and if I do those things, I might relapse. So I'm at that point, but I figured, you know what? Recording a video, playing a little bit of a game that I've been wanting to play very badly shouldn't take too much out of me now that I feel like I can actually sit up and not be dizzy. But then, and on top of that, another reason why I missed was because we also got hit by Hurricane Ida. Isn't that amazing? This past week and a half has just been great. Actually, this whole year has just been great. Oops. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cough a couple times. What a brilliant day. The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me. I cannot help but groan at Rumpel's optimism. I'm in a really good mood despite how I feel, so don't ruin this for me, Rumpel. Because we were both sent out to run errands. Because everyone thinks we make a wonderful couple. No, because we're partners. Partners, a couple. It might as well be the same thing. God damn it, Rumpel. Half of the time, Rumpel says some deep things, but then he says things like that. It's like he has two personalities. No, it is not the same thing at all. I take out the list and scour for the things we need to buy. More than half of it is already crossed out. I glance at the bags Rumpel is carrying. He refuses to let me carry any of them, insisting that it would be impolite to force the load on me. Alright, so that's one thing, is that, you know, I prefer it to be an equal load type thing, which is why, another reason why I like Waltz is that, like, alright, you can carry it, but if it starts to get too heavy, you know, like, basically carry what you can and not more. Like, you know, you don't have to prove anything to him, but he also doesn't have to prove anything to you. I like that a lot. And then there's also, like, Karma, who he just does not want to do any work himself at all. It kind of reminds me of what the commenter Ice Star sent me. Oh, and speaking of, Ice Star is actually the one that pointed out how old Rumpel is. And so that comment I made about, like, that is really weird that the oldest character, or the oldest love interest, is also the most childish. That actually came from them. And usually I'm pretty good about being like, it's like what this person said. And so I just wanted to point that out. To some, it might not be a big deal, but I absolutely am 100% against even accidentally taking credit from somebody, so I don't mind even just little things like that, you know? That leaves me with list duty. This is a lot more laid back than what I had to do at the Marchen. Okay, now we have the general medicine restock for Anise. My area of expertise. Never fear, my sweet princess, I will find everything we need. We already have a list. But Rumpel just hums enthusiastically as we continue on our way, and I am not entirely sure if he heard me or not. And unless he's spending his own money, he should probably be paying attention to that list. We arrive at the little medicine shop in the central plaza. A man exits through the front door, coughing so loudly people turn their head to stare at him. I wait for the man to pass so that I can open the door to the store, but then I notice that Rumpel hasn't budged beside me at all. His eyes do a quick scan of the man before he slowly begins to walk toward him. Sir, you are sick. What's it to you? Even if I was sick, lad, there's nothing I can do if I don't have any money. Besides, it's not like this will kill me. It's just a cough. How long have you had your cough, sir? Seems like a minor thing, but Rumpel suddenly looks so serious about it. He looks at the man with eyes slightly narrowed as if trying to see past him. It's been with me for more than 3 days. Coughs are pesky things, aren't they? They're usually the last thing to go, but at least they're not deadly most of the time. Even if you can't buy the medicine, sir, there are other at-home remedies that might help with your cough. Boy, I've already tried worm tea. My wife's given me more than enough of that. Water is good for your throat too, sir. Any kind of steam works too. If the cough is riddled with mucus, it's easier to expel with steam. When you can't afford the medicine, sometimes the simple things will help, and coughs stay for a while, so don't fret if you can't get rid of yours immediately. Well, I appreciate the advice. Not exactly what a doctor would tell me, but it'll have to do. The man thanks Rumpel before walking off. I notice Rumpel looking down at the ground, a rather forlorn expression on his face. Is what he said true? About what, princess? About doctors not giving advice about at-home remedies. Most of the doctors don't believe in such things. They always think that medicines work better than at-home or herbal remedies. I will say that that does seem to be most doctors, but I've also gotten lucky with a couple who realize that I cannot always afford my medicine or always afford to keep coming back to the doctor, and then do go out of their way to tell me about different types of remedies at home or recipes for things that I could eat or drink that should help, things like that. So to those doctors who do everything they can versus only give you one solution, I appreciate you. The medicines do help, but sometimes they aren't necessary. Yet you just gave him advice. Not everyone can afford medicine. Being a doctor means helping people, not taking advantage of their sickness to steal their money. If only more thought that way. Alright, Rumpel gained some points. Money was never a problem at the palace. Whenever I was sick, the palace staff made sure I had the best and most effective medicines. Do you remember what you were like as a doctor? I wanted to help everyone that showed up on my doorstep. Sometimes I couldn't, and it frustrated me. I prescribed medicines when necessary, gave advice other times, and when things were dire, I performed small operations. He does seem a lot more serious when he's talking about health. Rumpel was silent for a few moments before his eyes light up once again. Anyway, shall we go stock up on our medicine? Why do they have to make him look so creepy? I thought you said medicine wasn't always helpful. Because it's not, but I also know that Anise uses mostly herbs and that she tries to handle things without too much medication. She's quite capable and adorable, and I love her. We enter the shop, and in no time at all, Rumpel spots the items on our list. We use up the rest of our money to buy the medicines and remedies that we need, and then we begin to head back to the tavern. This is really hard to play right now because I usually use my right hand because I'm right-handed. So my mouse is over by my right hand, but I'm having to use my left hand because my cat is busy with my right hand, and if I take it away, she'll start crying, so I just have to let my cat bathe my right hand for right now. On the way there, Rumpel strikes up a conversation again. This is just very awkward and uncomfortable. But what can I say? She's 14. If she wants to lick my hand for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to let her lick my hand for the next 5 minutes. So, Princess, have you given any thought to what I said before? About what? You've already forgotten. About making people happy. What? You know, you can make me happy right here and now by giving me a kiss on the cheek. I stare blankly at him before walking away. Thank you. No, thank you. And alas, my hopes are dashed again. When we are at the outskirts of town, I pause and turn around. It is as if I can feel eyes on my back, but I do not see anyone openly staring at me. Uh-oh. Someone watching me? Suddenly I feel warmth in my hand, then fingers interlaced through mine. Rumpel pulls me a little closer, his expression oddly gentle. Don't worry, my sweet princess. You're safe with me. Suddenly his face is a lot closer to mine, and I can see his features more closely. It is like the night in the forest, except his face is not marred by the same shadows. Thank you for letting go of my hand, baby. That was starting to hurt. There is caution in his eyes, but it is not directed at me. Did you see someone following you? No, I just thought I felt someone looking at me. Better to stay together then. We begin walking again. The two of us begin to head back to the march-in. Rumpel has all the bags in one hand now. He hums a little bit as we walk. I will say, number one, it's kind of impressive because it sounds like there's a lot of bags and they're most likely very, very heavy. And he's carrying them all in one hand right now. Two, that he noticed some goons possibly following behind them. It is remarkably peaceful, so much that I do not even mind him holding my hand. It suddenly feels a lot safer. I am so lost in reverie that I do not even notice when we turn and go in the opposite direction. This is not the way back to the Martian. I've been kidnapped! Oh no! On the contrary, it's just a more scenic path. Don't you like the forest, princess? Buddy, if we're possibly being followed, shouldn't we get straight back to the Martian versus going into the forest in seclusion? The shafts of light coming in through the canopies, the soft blades of grass that tickle your ankles. It is such a romantic place, and he is... Oh gosh. I take back the possibly safer by holding hands thing because, I don't... We're all alone in the middle of the forest, and he's making that face. I don't... No, I don't like this. I don't think I like this. No matter what he says, this does not lead back to the march-in. It is not a scenic path or a path at all. Oh boy. Stop walking. I instantly root myself in place, and even though Rumpel is far taller than me and far stronger, he stops after noticing I am no longer walking. Oh, Princess, did you want to stop and admire the scenery? Why are you taking me through here? I do not care about scenery, and I do not care about walking anywhere with you. Ah, Princess, your honesty really is a treasure. One day I will make it so you enjoy going places with me, not just holding my hand. I quickly slide my hand out of his, my face feeling somewhat hot. We were holding your hand for safety reasons, broski. I thought you were doing it because you cared and wanted to show it was safe. Ugh. Ah, there's the sweet rosiness to your cheeks. You never answered my question. It's a detour. We were only going to be in here for a few minutes. If you thought you saw someone's eyes on you, it's better to divert their attention away from the margin. That's true. And before you say it's dangerous, yes, it is. But we're still not far enough away from town to worry about safety. Okay, so he was thinking about that then. Alright. Oh, and that was the right decision. And I believe I can protect you. Okay, so he was just joking before. I mean, like, he was probably not completely joking, but he was mostly joking when he was, like, making things creepy. I think I can forgive it this time now that he's given us some reasoning, and it does make sense. But no more holding hands. No. Won't you compliment my cleverness, sweet princess? No. He takes a step forward, bridging the short distance between us, and then suddenly his fingers are around my wrist again. No! No. But he does not lace his fingers through mine. Instead, he takes my hand in his and then pulls it up to his face. No! Before I realize it, my hand is on his cheek, his hand cupping my own. Why are you making me touch your face, bro? This would be cute under other circumstances, but you've been kind of creep. Princess, you can trust me. No, we can't always, I mean, I can insist that sometimes you trust me, sometimes you don't. I wonder why, bro. I wonder why. He's so pretty. He's got pretty purple eyes and everything. He's so pretty. Why does he have to be such a creep? But you don't need to be so cautious around me. I shower you with compliments because I believe you deserve them. That's not the only issue we've had, buddy. I tell you that I enjoy being around you because I do. I should be focusing on his words, but all I can look at are his eyes. What do I need to do for you to fully trust me? Mother told me that people lie, so how can I trust that everything he says is the truth, especially after his past behavior? Perhaps if I stopped throwing compliments at you. You would not be you without all of the compliments. Girl, you came this close. And then you shot it out the window. You could have instead said, I only want compliments when you genuinely mean them, but considering you do them all the time, it doesn't feel that way. You could have explained why his compliments don't feel genuine and why they sometimes make you uncomfortable versus saying, nah, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. You wouldn't be you unless you did. Oh no. What am I saying? I always complain about his compliments, but the thought of a Rumpel without compliments is... Oh, they did it. There was so much potential in this moment. They were finally figuring things out. He was ready to improve. Why? It doesn't mean he has to get rid of all of his compliments. He can compliment her all he likes as long as he's with the understanding of why it's weird or why it's uncomfortable, and he can like adjust to that if he really cares about her that much, if that makes any sense. I mean, goodness, I have a friend who compliments the crap out of me and everyone we know all the time. And him and his girlfriend do it. They're adorable. And at first I was just sort of like, did you just call me a snack? And I explained to him how it kind of came off. And we built up to a point where him and his girlfriend could start using more compliments that are a little lean towards, say, like flirting, but not flirting, if that makes sense. But basically, it's one of those things where I kind of feel like I have to get to know you. I have to know who you are and where you're coming from, and to understand where these words... what these words mean to you, coming from you to me, before I can be comfortable with them. And again, I hope that makes sense, but that's kind of what I feel like should have happened here. That way he could still be himself, but he could build up to that point, if that makes sense. I say that so much, I'm sorry. I tend to repeat myself like a broken record, I've noticed. The other issue is just, Again, the thing with karma, throwing his curse back in his face, calling him a liar. Strange. Is it really though? Again, there's so much potential in this moment to improve your relationship. This is not it. So you do enjoy my compliment, sweet princess? No, what? Words have deserted you? I understand. Being so close to me would have had that effect on any woman. Oh, I just feel very disappointed enough that I can't even laugh at that. Something bright and angry flares up inside of me, something that I don't understand. I pull my hand away from him, a scowl on my face. Was it my big mouth again, princess? Come on, let us go back to the margin. I start walking ahead, and Rumpel rushes to catch up with me. I clench my fingers and let out a silent sigh. Rumpel was being nice to me again, but I always reject his kindness. Because it cannot be real. Alright, I'm gonna end things right there. I'm so sorry if this feels a little bit short, but the more I talk, the more I start to croak again, and I'm so close to finally feeling better that I just don't want to risk it too much, and I've already been kind of, oh my good gravy. I've already been kind of going a little longer than I expected to. So I will see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Bacon, and this so far has been Cinderella Phenomenon, Rumpel's Route, the final route, and we're about midway through chapter 5. We got 5.5 more chapters to go. If you like the video, feel free to like the video. If you like me, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that lovely stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.